Okay, we're going to start the meeting this evening with the swearing in of Stephen Rizeppa as mayor. Brian, would you like to come up?
Thank you.
Okay.
Brian, remember
I
the
have you
Bible isn't
stand
supposed
over
to be warm.
You want Stephen up?
Okay.
And, let's see, yeah, you stand there, Brian's switch spots with Stephen.
Okay.
The mayor is the third one.
You're actually, Brian, go on this side, right? Raise your right hand.
Yeah, that's
Sorry. There we go.
hot start to the new administration. All right.
So raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Stephen Rizeppa,
I, Stephen Rizeppa,
solemnly swear
solemnly swear
I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this state,
and the Constitution of this state,
and I will faithfully perform
and I will faithfully perform
the duties of mayor
the duties of mayor
in and for the city of Trenton,
in and for the city of Trenton,
county of Wayne,
county of Wayne,
state of Michigan,
state of Michigan,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you.
Okay. Guess what comes from there?
Could I just get a photo with you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Move too fast.
Okay, no problem at all.
Tell that that's going to be.
Of us or of me? Or,
The two.
okay, yeah.
Debbie, can you join us?
Oh, sure.
I've got too many shots in the back of your head.
Thank you very much.
Tell my brother or him.
His brother.
So I'll say do the quick introductions of my family in a moment here, and just I wanted to say a couple things, but I did want to thank everyone for being here. But we will begin the meeting with the pledge, and after, if we could all pause for a moment of silence in memory of Mayor Stack, we would all greatly appreciate it. So let's begin. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. This is a different view that I'm not used to. But I guess right before I'll call the meeting to order here, actually, I get to use the gavel now. But before we do roll call, I just did want to make a couple remarks here. It'd be a bit of an understatement to say that it's been a challenging week and a half here for all of us really in the community. It's been a tough transition that you can never fully prepare for, and certainly there's no handbook to flip through to figure out how to navigate this. Over the last few days, and especially, at Mayor Stack's visitation and funeral, I had a lot of people tell me that Mayor Stack leaves big shoes to fill. And I guess I totally disagree, because I think she leaves impossible shoes to fill. But we have to craft our own pair and do so in that same mold, with the people of Trenton and the service to our community at the forefront and as the fabric of those shoes. We have to do what we can here to honor Mayor Stack and her legacy, but also forge a path forward here for our community together. We have a really great team around us of council persons around here, other elected officials, our department heads, and our city employees in every department really that are the ones that actually keep this city running. I really can't thank everyone here, particularly our city employees, enough for your support, your understanding, and the obstacles that we've faced, and the just diligence and work that you've done over the last week, and have done an absolutely incredible job throughout all this uncertainty and, frankly, sadness. You all deserve a huge thank you and a pat on the back for a job well done for keeping things running here. Just so all residents are aware, obviously things are going to be a little bit different and all. Unlike Mayor Stack or Brown or some of the mayors beforehand, I'm not going to be at City Hall 4 or 5 days a week. I do work outside of this, But that doesn't mean that I'm going to show any less commitment to our community in any way, shape, or form. I think that, I'm incredibly confident in all the people that we have around us, not only as employees and department heads, but all the people around this table that are the ones that really help steer the ship and keep the trains running on time. Our community will have many challenges in the coming years, but with every great challenge comes great opportunity for all of us. And I certainly won't be able to do it alone, but I'm thrilled to have the people around us here in our city that are willing to step up and do the things that make our community great. I do have to give one final thank you to my family, my friends, my girlfriend, and all the people in our community that have been so unbelievably supportive as we start this journey. And I really won't be able to do it without all of you. Or with, depending on the day. But I really hope that we can all keep working together to move Trenton forward, to show everyone what a great community that this is, and ensure that this stays a great place to live long after all of us are gone. I've said this before, but I was told years ago that there's no greater honor than the privilege of serving your hometown, and I'll certainly never forget that. So thank you all. But with that, I do want to introduce my family that's all here. So the back row, we have my dad, Jim. You can take a bow, stand up. There you go. My uncle Dennis, my aunt Shirley in the back, and then up here, the Bible holder here, my brother Brian, my sister-in-law Whitney, my girlfriend Kate, and my mom Patty. So thank you guys very much. I appreciate you for being here. I certainly would not be here without all of them. So with that, Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Von Crooks?
Here.
Benedetti?
Here.
LaFever?
Here.
Pate? Here. Perugi? Rezeppa?
Here.
Quorum present. Mayor Rezeppa?
Thank you very much.
Make a motion that we excuse Nelson.
Support.
He's out of town.
It is moved and supported. Any further discussion? All right, seeing none, it is unanimously so ordered. And also, as a heads up, if you guys wanted to sneak out, I won't hold it against you.
He will.
Next, but we're writing it down. Don't worry. It's Christmas time. Don't forget it. So next on the agenda, we have the 33rd District Court fines, costs, and fees for October 2019.
Minutes.
Oh, approval of the minutes. I guess we probably need to do that, huh? Minute approval for November 18th, 2019 inauguration ceremony and regular meeting.
I move to support.
All right, we've got a motion on the floor. Support. Any discussion? Seeing none, it is unanimously so ordered. Thank you. Now we'll allow the 33rd District Court fines, costs, and fees, and I will defer to our liaison there, Councilperson LaFever.
I'm still the guy?
You're still the guy.
Okay, we have more. Okay.
For the court.
And for the court until Rick takes over. Okay, Rick, thank you. I make a motion that we approve the bill from the district court that shows we owe the city court $2,012.52.
Support.
It was moved and supported. Any further discussion? Seeing none, unanimously so ordered. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So now we will move on to department heads and officials. Madam Clerk, you have the first item here.
Okay. Before you, you have the proposed 2020 council meeting schedule. So I'm looking for approval to set the meeting schedule for 2020. And would you like me to read the dates as follows, or?
I don't think you need
Okay.
to do that. Yeah.
Motion to approve. Support.
So it has been moved and supported. Is there any discussion on that? The one thing I did want to make note of for everyone is that I know Councilperson LaFever, you're going to be gone the first 2 weeks in January, so we did shift those from the first and third Monday to the second and fourth and we'll talk about this later, but so that you're able to be here for
Thank you
council
very much.
appointment and whatnot too, and that gives us a little extra time for that. So it's been moved and supported. Did I do the vote on that? Nope, okay.
Just need to unanimously carry.
Yeah, no, was there any further discussion? So nope, it is unanimously so ordered. Thank you very much. Next item, also for you, Madam Clerk.
Okay. In accordance with the provisions of the city charter per section 4.24, page 25, I would like to reappoint Eric Hoshaw as the deputy city clerk. In your favorable
I was so moved.
consideration.
Support.
Support.
It's moved and supported. Any further discussion? Seeing none, it is unanimously so ordered. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Mr. McCullough, Treasurer, next item on the agenda.
Yeah, it's my pleasure and honor to reappoint Jill Cooper as the Deputy Treasurer, and I've got a letter before you, and look for your concurrence. Jill has done a great job as Deputy Treasurer, and I wanted to bring her up here and introduce her to you to attach a face to the deputy and to the title. And Jill has done a wonderful, wonderful job, and I think the people at home deserve to know who's working in the Treasurer's office and makes things run so smoothly. So this is Jill Cooper. I promised her that she didn't have to say anything, so.
We can oblige that.
Anyways.
Great. Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? Seeing none, it is unanimously so ordered. Thank you very much, Treasurer McCullough.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Mr. Dahlquist, the assessor here. We get you for 3 items.
Good evening, Your Honor, Honorable Mayor and City Council members. In accordance with the City of Trenton Charter, page 25, section 2.24, I would like you to reappoint this fine lady, Mrs. Joni Barnett, as my Deputy City Assessor. She does a great job and is very helpful, and I would hope you'd concur with my recommendation to appoint Joni as the Deputy Assessor. Thank you.
I would so move.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? Seeing none, it is unanimously so ordered.
Okay, my next item on the agenda is for our regular board member. Don't go away, yeah? Man, I can't go.
I get it. But
I'd like to appoint the current regular member, Mrs. Joanne Cranford, to another 3-year term ending December 31st, 2022.
So moved. Support.
we got a motion and support. Any further discussion? Seeing none, it is unanimously so ordered.
And then finally, Mr. Thomas Stickman has also expressed a desire to continue on to the Board of Review. Again, he is the alternate, and his term comes to an end this December 31st, 2019, and he would also like to be reappointed to another 3-year term ending December 31st, 2020.
So moved.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Any further discussion? Seeing none, it is unanimously so ordered. Thank you very much, Mr. Dahlquist.
Thank you, and thank you for your concurrence.
Of course. So next on the agenda is me. So we've got reappointment of department heads here. I am seeking a motion here to concur with my recommendation that we reappoint Scott Church as city administrator, Karen Saul as city controller and assistant city administrator, Steve Voss as director of police and fire, Todd Scheffler as police chief, Dean Creech as fire chief, Bill Hogan as city engineer and director of department of public services, Joanne Gagne as okay, it was changed. I almost said Perna again, but yeah, it says Gagne here. Joanne Gagne, Director of Parks and Recreation, and Paul Haley, Emergency Management Coordinator.
I would so move.
Support. So
I just
moved
have-
and supported.
Quick question, how long is that for?
That is for
2 years?
the sort of duration of
Okay.
the term. Yep. Unless someone retires or there's,
Right. Okay.
or unless one of you really screws up, so. You can laugh, it's all right, it was a joke, that's fine.
I thought when you said that, you were looking at Dean for a minute.
So do we have any further comment, question? Seeing none, it will be unanimously so ordered. Next up on the agenda, also me, appointments of delegates and alternates. I would seek a motion to approve my recommendation of the appointment of Councilperson Peruggi as delegate and Councilperson Lefevre as the alternate to the Community Development Block Grant Program, Scott Church as delegate and myself as alternate to the Downriver Community Conference, Councilwoman Bon Crooks as delegate and myself as alternate to the Michigan Municipal League, Councilwoman Pate as delegate and Councilperson Benedetti as alternate to SEMCOG, and then Councilperson Lefevre as delegate and Councilwoman Bon Crook as alternate to the 33rd District Court.
We so move.
Support.
Moved and supported. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, it is unanimously so ordered. Thank you all very much. Next up, we have 2 items from the engineering department. Mr. Hogan is not able to be here this evening, so I would ask Mr. Church to handle these next 2.
Thank you, Mayor Rozeppa. As you indicated, this request is from the city engineer as a recommendation to renew a contract with HydroCore Incorporated in the annual amount of $18,288 with funding in the Water Fund Cross Connection Control Program budget. This is a renewal of an existing contract, same terms, conditions, and no changes in the legal language that was previously agreed to.
Great, and for clarification, this was no change in cost as well, right?
That is correct.
Great. Do we have a motion to concur with the recommendation?
Move to concur?
Support.
All right, it's been moved and supported. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, it is unanimously so ordered. Next up, engineering department again here.
Thank you once again, Mayor. This is a request based on recommendation of the city engineer to grant a 10-foot wide easement to AT&T in accordance with the survey description for the purpose of conduit relocation and preparation for the West Road Bridge replacement over the Frankenpoet Drain.
So move.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Is there any further discussion? Councilperson LaFever.
Scott, do you have any sort of timetable for this work to be done? Are they that far along yet or not?
That's a great question. As I understand it, that question was posed to someone with Wayne County at a meeting within the last couple of months. Indication was they were hoping to start that project in the spring. The bridge would be coming out the day after school is out for the summer, with hopes of the bridge being back in place by Labor Day. However, this fiber optics project could really change things up. As we understand it, that could be a 1 to 3 year process from AT&T. We are trying to make sure that any approvals and fiber optic replacement or relocation be finalized before they actually start the project. We don't want to have a situation like on Allen Road just north of Gibraltar that we have a main pipeline through town out of commission for 2+ years. That's not acceptable. So we have been told the project is scheduled for this summer, but we have not been given those assurances that it's going to be completed. So local approval, I would expect our city engineer to be paying very close attention to that before any approvals are granted and us participating in the program.
Is that project still planning on doing the whole thing at one time, closing the whole road down, or half and half?
My understanding is there will be a time, and that's what they're anticipating from when school gets out until approximately Labor Day, that the entire bridge would be out and there would be no traffic over the Frankenpoet during that time. The time before that and sometime after that, it might have partial openings or traffic in certain directions, as I understand it. But so I also understand that the individual that made those representations in that meeting was no longer with the county the next day. So,
Okay.
Those answers, I don't know that anyone is
I
necessarily.
would hope the mayor would relay our concerns about doing half of it at a time, rather than close the whole street down.
Yeah, happily.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, okay.
within reason, happily,
Yeah.
but yes, there's no question about that. I haven't had any contact with Wayne County about this just yet, but obviously that being a major thoroughfare would be incredibly disruptive, not only the businesses there, but people just trying to go home from work, including me.
Thank you.
No problem at all. Thank you. Is there any further discussion on this item?
Mayor, if I could add, if we can make this motion contingent on approval of the city attorney, with the city engineer being out of town, I'm not aware if this has been reviewed and received final legal review and approval. If we can just make the motion contingent on that before we sign and return it.
Sure. This is the maker of the
No
motion.
problem with that at all.
Okay. Any further discussion? Seeing none, it is unanimously so ordered. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, Parks and Rec Director, Ms. Gagne.
Thank you, Mayor. The Recreation Department will be switching our software packages, for registration package to the Dash Facility Management Software in the upcoming year, which was approved by your honorable body at our November 4th council meeting. And with that change also comes a change in the payment processing company. Card Connect LLC is the provider for accepting credit card payments through the Dash platform, and we have had conversation with them, and in comparison with our current vendor, we look to gain even more flexibility in the payment options for our customers and lower the amounts of fees and rates that are paid overall. The contract is attached for your review, and it has been also reviewed by City Attorney Wallace Long. Card Connect LLC and the Dash platform work together seamlessly, and their compatibility has been verified by the references that were questioned in our initial software research. The services will be used at our Recreation Office, Ice Arena, Aquatic Center, Marina, Westfield Center, and then also any other potential viable options that may be found in the city. And therefore, we are recommending to approve the contract with Card Connect LLC for credit card payment processing and authorize the mayor to sign on the city's behalf.
I would so move.
Support.
And motion and support. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, it is unanimously so ordered. Thank you very much. Next up here, we are under late communications. And Madam Clerk, I might as well just skip right to it since this one is from me here. I'm actually requesting that this body holds a council study session immediately following next week's council meeting on Monday, December 16th, for the purposes of discussing the council vacancy that has been created by my becoming mayor. To give everyone, I guess, some frame of reference for this as well, much like the school district has done with their past vacancies, Madam Clerk has put together an application process to allow people to send in a letter of interest indicating that they would like to seek out this appointment, with a deadline for any of those letters and communications being 5 p.m. Next Monday, December 16th. So I think that this study session would be a good opportunity for us to review these applications, make sure everyone gets copies, and then talk about what steps we need to take next with this process and how we whittle that down. And correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Long, but this will need to be filled by the second meeting in January, so that this will give us ample time to get started on that and make sure that everyone's able to participate in this process, especially with Councilperson Lefevre being out of town in early January there. Great, thank you. So I'm asking for a approval to hold this study session.
So moved. Support.
Moved and supported. Is there any further discussion? Nope. Seeing none, it is unanimously so ordered. I would like to thank you all very much for that. Next up, we are actually moving on to our authorized disbursements and statements and reports. I'm actually very upset that I only got to do it for one meeting. However, I think Councilperson Benedetti will do a fine job reading this off, so we'll defer to you.
So I make a motion to approve authorized disbursements for December 2nd, 2019 in the amount of $1,777,870.97.
Support.
Has been moved and supported. Is there any further discussion?
I think it's 107.
It's 171, not 1 million.
Yes.
It's 171.
177.
Rick, are you feeling the pressure there or what?
No, I'm looking at
Is it wrong?
177,877.97.
Oh, yours is,
Yeah.
That's what it is.
177.
Just 1,000, you said million, so.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah.
oh, okay, I didn't even
you're right.
catch that, so, okay.
Yes.
I was like, so what just
You're right,
happened?
Yeah,
All right, so it's been moved and supported. Any further discussion?
fine,
Seeing-
Stephen, you can have this job back too.
That's all right. It is unanimously so ordered. I didn't hear a motion on that, Rick, so.
I make a motion to accept and place on file the Civic Commission minutes from November 4th, 2019, the Fire and Police Pension Board meeting minutes from October 16th of 2019, the Trenton War Memorial Perpetual Committee minutes from July 1st, 2019.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Any further discussion?
I actually have an update. I could save it for later, but I did read the War Memorial notes, and they are down donations for the year that they were looking at it in July by about $500 and some dollars. They were hoping to have people find ways that they would donate to the memorial for upkeep and so forth, and they also would sell the bricks as Christmas presents, so people may consider making a donation in that form. I did find it. I had to Google it, found it on the city's website, but I also uploaded it to my Facebook page, the links for those who are interested in donating.
Great, thank you very much. Any further discussion on those? Seeing none, it is unanimously so ordered. So now we move on to other council business, comments from the council and officials. I am going to be selfish, I guess, and start here real quick. I got to give my spiel at the beginning here. I think the first thing that I'd want to note is that with my family being here, I think that our TV ratings are probably down about 20%. So I apologize for that, for watching this meeting. But thank you guys again for being here. It really means a lot to me. But I wanted to also obviously thank all the employees again for doing such a fantastic job over this past week, particularly with the visitation being held at City Hall. It was truly an incredible job by everyone involved. I need to thank Mr. Long, who wasn't able to retire as soon as he'd wanted, but has agreed to help for the transition period here, not leaving us high and dry. And I guess I haven't annoyed him enough yet, but it really means a lot to me, and is obviously incredibly important to our community for being here. So thank you very much, and we'll hopefully have you on the golf course sooner rather than later here instead, too.
Without snow.
Yes, exactly.
Golf in December.
So I wanted to, thank that. I wanted to thank the Civic Commission, Parks and Rec, DPW, Police and Fire for doing such a great job with the Christmas parade. I was able to attend myself and really had a great time. I even got a small stuffed animal from one of the kids in the parade that he came up and gave it to me after and is now hanging on my Christmas tree. So that was really nice. So they did a fantastic job, and of course I would be remiss if I didn't say that we had a fantastic MC as well. So great job, Bill, as always. The two other things that I just wanted to note really quick were, I know Councilwoman Pate, you had talked last meeting about shifting public comment for agenda items to the beginning of the meeting, and we didn't have that done here, but I actually do hope to get with our clerk here to make sure that that's done for the next meeting, so that, going forward, we will have a public comment at the beginning of the meeting. But that will be solely for people who are speaking to agenda items, so that way you don't have to wait until after things have been voted on to actually discuss it. So keep an eye on that. And then lastly, since we don't have a meeting in the interim, on Sunday is my grandma's 89th birthday, so I wanted to wish her a happy birthday.
Aww.
So, thank you. That's all I have for this evening. So I will move on to our elected officials, and I don't know where Mayor Stack was in her order, but I am going to begin on the side that I sat on here with Councilwoman Von Crooks.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd just like to say that we all know the kind of week that we've been through, and Trenton was really lucky to have Kyle as their mayor, and mayor for 8 years. She, obviously, everybody has been touched by her in some way. I know we all have. But as for myself, I appreciate all the cards and the calls and the emails and everything regarding Kyle, but I think I was the luckiest because she was my best friend, and I'll miss her the most, probably, aside from her family. I'm sure they will too, but I loved Kyle, and I know you guys all did too, and that's why a lot of you are here, and you served her very well. She was so proud of this community and all the help she got from everybody. So I just want to say thank you to everybody and the residents at home. Thank you. And I'm so proud to serve with you, Stephen. I know you'll do a great job. You're the 27-year-old kid, and I know you'll just do a great job for Trenton. And I know when you ran 6 years ago, people thought you were so young and you couldn't do the job, but you've excelled in everything you've done for us so far. So I'm proud to call you my friend and my mayor now. And that being said, there's also been another great longtime Trenton resident that passed away this week too, along with Kyle, and that was Mr. Mazzella from Dell's Pizzeria. What a great family. What so much they've done for the community too. And I just want to shout out to them and tell them our condolences from the city of Trenton and from all of us, how much they've meant to this community. Mr. Mazzella was a great guy, and everybody knows Mama in town. If you've ever had the best pizza, you know Mama. So just want to shout out to their family, how much we are thinking of them tonight too. Other than that, I think I've said enough. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Councilperson.
Nice job.
Thanks.
Rick?
It's right. to talk about Kyle, I worked here for 25 years. I didn't know she had been here for 40-some years in the city. I always knew she was the clerk, and then she ran for mayor. But it was an honor to serve with her. It was an honor to work for her when I worked for her. But being here Wednesday showed me what she meant to Trenton. And I didn't really know that till then. And, we should all be honored that we had somebody like her here. Scott, you can attest to it. Her and I used to have our moments before, but it was one thing, you got a straight answer from her, and she was willing to sit and listen to both sides and understand where you were coming from. So I want to say, I'm grateful that I got the opportunity to sit here with her, but also to negotiate with her. And Stephen, I know you'll do a great job because you've helped me the 2 years I've been here when I've had questions, because, you can't know everything. But
You
I
can.
know most of everything. Yeah. Well, my wife thinks I can, but it'll be an honor to serve with you, and I'm sure we'll do great things, and I know we'll keep this place headed in the right direction.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. LaFever.
Yeah, well, it was a shock to all of us when Timber loses her best friend. It's a tough deal. And he was probably the best friend to a lot of people up here.
Yep.
She certainly was the city of Trenton. Okay. Right or wrong, she loved this city and just loved her job. And couldn't wait to get to work every day. And did a phenomenal job. And we're from Trenton. And the turnout of the people who came to the city hall to pay the respects to her was truly unbelievable. Okay. Second to none. All right. And what the employees did here, again, only Trent could do that.
That's right.
Only Trent. Okay. And the other good thing is that we have a person, Stephen, who can take over, do a great job as mayor. I have all the faith in the world in Stephen. He's a great kid. He quit his paper out to take this job.
I'm relegated to only caddying on weekends.
Caddy, but anyway, he's a great job. He's got a lot of experience, believe it or not, and he's going to do a really good job. I don't know what's going to happen to his girlfriend. I hope she sticks with him. She's good. All right.
You and me both every day.
I know. I'll make sure she sticks around, but she's good. But anyway.
You're bringing up with him tonight?
Did you tell him yet? There's a Dear Stephen letter right here for you. Read that. But anyway, it's gonna be good. Stephen's gonna get a good team together that's gonna make Trenton go forward. And we're lucky to have, and Trenton is a very, very, very unique city. And that's what makes it unique. Okay. So thank you. All right, a different subject is the parade. Once again, Stephen talked first. Got well on my deal, but there was two people there. Stephen was bragging. He got a teddy bear. They gave out 1,000 teddy bears that night. So, Stephen, you were one of 1,000. Okay,
I like my odds.
Yeah, I like yours. It was good. It was a great parade. Civic Commission did a great job. Joanne did a phenomenal job, as she always does. And the last thing is, if you haven't been through it yet, is drive through Elizabeth Park. Mm-hmm. This is the first year of their so-called light show. There's 10 things maybe, but if you drive through, it's pretty impressive. Mm-hmm. For our first year we've had it. They're going to add to it every year. Yep. And they're keeping track of how many people drive through it. So it'd be good if you drove through there and checked it out at nighttime. Don't go in the daytime, Patty. Just go at night. It's a really nice thing down there, and it's good. So that's all there is. Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you very much, Councilperson. Councilwoman Pate.
Yes, I'd also like to extend my condolences to the Stack family. And Bill kept saying that he was so proud of Trenton, and his such deep loss that he, had a foundation in that. And we saw that with all the employees greeting the community as they came to the visitation and at the funeral. So I want to thank them for that. But I also heard a lot about how much she did for the city of Trenton and all the volunteering that she did in every event that she was at. And those will be big shoes to fill, and I'm going to challenge everybody in the community to put on their shoes and get out and come to our events and help volunteer with all the organizations that are in Trenton and that were also close to her heart. I also have some just general announcements. I noticed that the wreath raffle for the City Beautiful Commission is still going on, so please fill out a form at City Hall. I'm not sure how much longer that will be out there, but if you're here tonight, you can fill out a free raffle card. Our Trail Town logo contest also is going to close this Friday, the 13th. Hopefully that'll bring you good luck if you turn it in that day. We're looking for artwork from students in the city of Trenton. You can give those designs to your main office at your schools. Also, shout out to the Civic Commission for the parade, but also the festivities afterward. The hot chocolate was wonderful. People love the cookies and Santa in here, and they have posted Facebook pictures of everybody in the community that was here that night. So it's a lot of fun to scroll through those and see if your picture and your kids are part of that. So I encourage you to take a look at that. I also am going to forward a thank you from one of my former students who was involved in a head-on crash in the city of Trenton, and she wanted to extend her thank yous to the police and fire department who held her children. She has 2 young children, and she's also expecting another as they went to different hospitals to recover from the crash. And just wanted to update you and let you know that everybody was fine, and that she really is thankful for your help in that situation. On a more on more trouble in Trenton, it necessarily is the trash hill. So I've been seeing a lot of posts about that. We have a resident, her name is Tracy Loger, and she also runs a community action group about bringing awareness to what's going on at the trash hill. I did drive by and did notice that it looked like the trash hill exploded and there was garbage literally everywhere down the side of that. She has contacted Patrick Cullen, who is of Wayne County, and there was some discussion about possibly starting the cleanup as of today, but this has been going on. I've seen posts going back to December 4th. So I think the community was asking you if Stephen, if you could make some calls for them on their
Be happy
behalf
to.
and
Yep.
maybe get that speeded up a little bit, that cleanup. And I think it was posted at one time, but I didn't see it on our city website, the numbers for the county and the state of where people can contact if there's any issues that they see. If we can probably post those numbers, I have them, I can forward them.
Yeah, I don't know if Teresa's still here. She's in there. Okay. Oh, yeah, she's sliding out now. I can see some movement here, but I'll make sure that, she doesn't need to come in here. But yes,
Okay, thank
absolutely,
you.
we'll make sure that gets on the front.
And then the last thing is that over the past couple of weeks, we've had 2 episodes of environmental concerns happening upon the river. Thankfully, the data is suggesting that it is of no harm to the public, but one of the incidents had to do with weight in a bulk storage area along the riverfront. The land collapsed into the river. We have a lot of waterfront property, so I am wondering or asking if we can, if we have an ordinance of bulk storage for the city of Trenton, or if the Planning Commission or the Building Department could look into crafting an ordinance that would protect our waterfront. I think the city of Detroit has one, and a couple other cities along the riverfront.
Yeah, I personally don't know off the top of my head if we do or not, and I normally would defer to Mr. Hogan,
Right, he's not
unfortunately, but I couldn't agree more. Scott, do you know if there's anything that we have? I don't mean to put you on the spot, but off the top of your head, if there is anything, or Wally for that matter, too.
I'm not aware of anything, but we'll certainly look into that with our city planner.
Sure.
Appreciate
Fantastic.
it, thank you. And that is all for tonight.
Great, thank you
I
very much,
wish everybody a
Councilperson.
happy week. There's a lot of things going on at the Cultural Center this weekend, too, so hopefully you get a chance to get out and get a chance to love Trenton like we do.
Thank you very much. So now we have our other elected officials here. I will start with you, Madam Clerk.
Okay. Firstly, I'd like to mention that, as the mayor mentioned, we are accepting applications for anybody that is interested in fulfilling the vacancy in the council seat. So if you are interested, you can contact the clerk's office for an application. The application will be available on our website tomorrow. We'll put it on our website. And if the deadline to submit the application is December 16th by 5 p.m. And then I'd also like to mention our next council meeting is December 16th at 7 p.m.
Thank you very much.
David, can you tell them what they're applying for?
It would be the council seat, and it would be a 2-year term. It would be filling out,
November of 21.
yes, November of,
2021. 21.
right, November of 2021. So it's just about 2 years. Yep,
Thank
just
you.
under 2 years. So it would be Stephen's seat, since Stephen moved into the mayor's position, that leaves a vacancy in our council. So it would be a 2-year term, or just under 2-year term for city council.
I have a question as well. I'm wondering, at the study session, we get to discuss the process. At what time will council be able to discuss the applicants themselves and who we want to choose, or is that up to us on our own and then we vote at a different time?
Actually. So we would be able to do that. Right. So actually, according to our charter, there's nothing that requires us to even have an application process. So
Right.
theoretically, someone could make a motion right now to appoint someone, but I think that for the sake of transparency and allowing that this is the best way to do it. As a heads up, not only to everyone here, but everyone at home too, I actually will not have a vote on the matter. It's strictly by the remaining 5 members of council who will do so according to our charter. But at that study session, we could talk about process, we can talk about applicants, we can do the whole thing. We won't be able to formally vote on anyone there, but that I think is the opportunity we have to just lay it all out there pretty much.
Thank you.
Yep. Anything further, Madam Clerk?
No, that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. McCullough, Treasurer, anything for us tonight?
Nothing further tonight, thank you.
Great. Mr. Dahlquist, anything further?
Mayor Rezeppa and council members, I would just like to announce tomorrow is the December Board of Review. We will be beginning at 9:00 a.m. here at City Hall in the Commission's Room. We will be hearing mutual mistake of facts and clerical errors, and also if there are veterans exemptions that need to be processed, we'll be doing that tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any department heads have anything for us this evening?
Thank you, Madam Mayor, Mr. Mayor.
I've been called worse, don't worry.
As Councilwoman Pate said, there are a number of activities that are happening at the Cultural Center as well as at Elizabeth Park. So I just want to run through those for you. This weekend at the Cultural Center, you can visit Santa at our Country Christmas from 1 until 6. Also on that day, December 14th, from 2 until 4, Santa's Holiday Horses will be at the Cultural Center. They're going to be dressed to impress, so be sure to stop by, visit Santa, see his horses. And then on Sunday, December 15th, Santa will be at the station. He's making his rounds around town this year. He will be at the Station 1 fire station, downtown Trenton, from 3 until 5. So you can visit him there and tour the firehouse and look at the trucks and all that kind of stuff. And then that same day in the evening from 5 until 7, Santa will make his way over to Elizabeth Park. As Councilman LaFever mentioned, the lights will be on at Elizabeth Park, and they are calling it Yuletide Magic. And that there will be, at the chateau, you can visit Santa. There will be crafts, cookie decorations. They'll have a bonfire with s'mores. You do need to pre-register for this event. It is free, but they just need to get a count of how many people are expected. So you can contact the Wayne County Parks at 734-261-1990. If you want to contact our department, I can certainly get that information. It's on our website as well. And also, Santa will be skating at the Kennedy Recreation Center on Sunday, December 22nd. We have our Christmas exhibition with our Trenton figure skaters, and then following that, from 2 to 4, Santa will be at the ice arena, so you can skate with Santa too. So lots of great opportunity to visit Santa throughout the holiday season, and Merry Christmas to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Director Voss.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Wasn't aware. What's Santa doing all that? Is he going to be able to get all over the place, or? Okay, that's a lot of work.
You're driving him, Steve.
Oh, okay. A couple things. First thing is just to address Mr. LaFever's comments earlier about the bridge. I was in the meeting. We have asked that question, why the whole bridge? It was told to us that because it's a one-piece bridge, it has to be done that way. The only other way to do it would be do half, and it would take us much longer and cost more money. And we were reminded at that time it's a Wayne County road. But also a caveat to that is Van Horn will be closed at the same time next summer. At the court, Marsh Creek goes through there. So we echoed some huge concerns on that, but just so you know, we're still working with it. And then, yeah. On another note,
More good news?
Just, sorry to be the bearer of bad news.
That's terrible.
I know, it is terrible. Well, for emergency purposes, it's horrible for us. But we'll figure it out. So on another note, over the last couple years, Mayor Stack, we all know Kyle's love of dogs. She had been quite vocal to me that we need to get another canine. We kind of pushed it off, waited for Dello to get a little bit older. Now Dello he's within 18 months of retirement. So with all of this happening over the last week, a thought came in my head, and I've cleared it with the family and cleared it with some of like Mr. Church and the mayor. I wanted to start to proceed on getting another canine for the Trenton Police Department. It's probably about a 5-6 month process. So at that point, Dello will be probably at retirement age, if not a little bit off. But I wanted to get the dog as Mayor Stack's legacy. In fact, I want to name the dog Stack. With all that said, we'd have to move or look for budget items, budget money in this next year. Or forfeiture money. I understand all that, and I'll have a request, a formal request at some time. However, in thinking about this, I've had several people that have contacted me and asked, what can they do? What can they do as a legacy? In fact, they started with, what can they get for Dello? I said, well, unfortunately, Dello really doesn't need anything right now. He's been taken care of. So I came up with the idea that this is not something that we're going out soliciting money or saying we're down on our luck, we need some money to get another canine. What I'd like to do is open it up to where people that really want to contribute to the legacy of Mayor Stack will have the opportunity to. And whether or not that's $10 or that's $1,000, I don't care. It would give these people, whoever would like to contribute to it. So over the course of the next probably month or two, we're going to be putting something together where we get some stuff out on social media and just to kind of work with the controller's office and figure out how we do everything properly. I wanted to mention that to you tonight because the decision was made this week to start to pursue this. So appreciate any thoughts or concerns.
Councilperson LaFever?
Steve, is it going to be a marijuana dog or a tracking dog?
Let me, let's go back to that. I'm glad you mentioned that. One of the issues that we were waiting on canines over the course of the last year to 18 months was with the new recreational marijuana laws, dogs that were trained prior to the recreational marijuana laws will still hit on marijuana. They cannot be untrained.
Okay.
You can't just take that out of them. So what they are now doing is they're training dogs to not hit on marijuana.
Okay.
So that's another reason why we're ready to move forward now.
And so he's going to be a tracking dog or hit on
Tracking,
different
but
drugs?
also opiates, cocaine, heroin.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely tracking and whatever else we could use them for.
They're great PR.
Oh, they're great for the community relations. It really helps, it really opens the kids up to the police officer through the dog. They get to understand the police officer is just another big old man or woman. I said old for some reason there. I still can't believe he's only 27. I already told him. I said, there's no way.
The other night, Steve walks out, says something about, I can't believe that typo in the paper. Like, what are you saying? It says you're 27 in the paper. Yeah, it's like, I thought you were like 40. Councilwoman Pate, Steve,
it's fine.
We got one more question for you.
It's just, you asked for a thought. I think it's a great idea. I have a feeling you're going to get a lot of donations. So my only thought would be to, if you get more than enough, that we may be able to provide service to other communities who can't afford it, dogs to perhaps other cities that need one, or even invest in some therapy dogs at the schools or in your own department.
Well, and but that said, it is an expensive proposition. I don't think people know. There's certain costs in whether or not because you have to get a vehicle usually.
Okay.
But yeah, we're definitely open to ideas.
Yeah. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. Do we have any other department heads looking to speak? If not, we will open it up to the public here. Anyone wishing to speak has 5 minutes. Please address the council with your name and address. And I guess I would like to introduce here what I would like to call the Kyle Stack Memorial Timer for public comment. This actually is a really good tribute. Bill Jasmine, Kyle's husband, had actually ordered this for Kyle just before she had passed, and he gave it to me and said to use it wisely, and I fully intend on doing so. So this will be here for the duration. So anyone that would like to speak to the council, feel free to do so. Seeing nobody, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved
Support.
and supported. Any discussion? Seeing none, it is unanimously so ordered.
Good job.